All right, well, let's check it out, guys. You know what? Let's check it out. The Last Epoch. I love this game. It's one of my favorite ARPGs. Definitely a big surprise. Let's see what it is. Boom, 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 boom.
Greetings, travelers. I'm Judd Kobler, game director for Last Epoch, and I'm thrilled to announce that Last Epoch's first post-launch cycle, Harbingers of Ruin, Cycle 1.1, is just around the corner.
Also, by the way, Akka, I don't know if you saw, I did go through the entire, roadmap, and so I did go through the trailer for this game, which is up on the lovely YouTube, so if you guys are liking this video, check that out as well. The trailer was a banger, and also the fantastic roadmap. There's all kinds of awesome plans coming. I'm loving what they're doing. They're continuing development. They're continuing to do a great job, and frankly, they do such a good job. Other games copy off of them, like PoE and, Diablo 4 very, very directly. That's a pretty good job right there. That's a pretty good job.
Arriving on July 9th. We're very excited to share all of the awesome new content that we've been working on.
Okay.
Let's dive in for a sneak peek at everything coming your way.
Let's do it.
In Cycle 1.1, you'll be facing off against our newest pinnacle boss, Aberoth, the Herald of Oblivion. And this
reminded me of like Manaroth, but like with Void Crack. It looked insane. Aku, did you get Manaroth vibes from this? Because I got complete Manaroth vibes from the trailer for this boss. It looks really cool.
Legion of Harbingers. Aberoth is a fearsome foe who has selected his strongest legionnaires to hunt down Atera's champions and give them a choice. Either join his side and dedicate himself to Orbis, or perish.
Oh, okay.
While exploring and fighting your way through Atera, you will frequently encounter these fallen warriors that have been defeated by the...
And I like how they make it like the mage prisons. This is basically like a very similar mechanic to the mage prisons. So you can figure out which ones you want to fight, and I think they're probably going to have like extra attacks and extra special moves. Those mage prisons, I mean, if your build is not ready for them, even early game, they can wipe you. It's pretty funny.
Harbingers and tainted by corruption, waiting patiently to exact a revenge on other travelers. When interacting with these remains, choices will be given to acquire their previously equipped items, but the vengeful void will cause the remains to animate and attack. This forms the Nemesis system, where by clicking on a Nemesis, which appears as swirling pieces of armor above a slain warrior, brings up a menu where you can see 4 items that are obtainable. You're given 3 options. 1, you can banish the Nemesis entirely, so the next one you encounter has brand new items. 2, you can challenge the Nemesis, causing the equipment to coalesce into...
This is a lot of choice. I love this. This is like so much choice. Getting more choice is just... That's one of the things that Last Epoch does better than a lot of ARPGs. It gives you an insane amount of choice in order to tailor-make your items, tailor-make your builds, tailor-make your skills, tailor-make, like, everything. It's so good, man. It's so good. And to think this is their first game. Yeah, and it's just a bunch of dudes. Yeah, you know what, Aku? It's a bunch of dudes that didn't like how other ARPGs did things. So they just decided to make Last Epoch to fix the things that they don't like. They're like, you know what? Thanos gauntlet on. We're going to do it ourselves.
A powerful foe that drops its displayed items when slain. Or 3, you can empower the Nemesis. This will result in it challenging you, but escaping if you were able to defeat it. The next time you find a Nemesis event, it will be more challenging, but the displayed items will have been carried over and upgraded in various ways.
This
can be done a maximum of 2 times.
Empowering
a Nemesis.
So you can just use it to layer extra, stats if you like the items. So what you would do is, like, say you're fighting 5 nemesis. The first 2, you're like, re-rolling your items into what you want, and then you do like 3 and 4 to just stack. The third one will like confirm that you got the items you want. The 4th one and the 5th one will be like upgrading the items to the level that you want them to be. That's cool. I like that. I like that a lot.
Can upgrade its items in many ways that are impossible through the normal crafting system.
Yeah.
It can add sealed affixes up to tier 7. Raise forging potential above its normal maximum. And turn rare...
At this point in the game, I've only seen like 2 or 3 tier 7 items. So this is like a way to like really get them faster. This is actually really, really cool.
Items into exalted ones.
Right.
It can also upgrade unique items, adding legendary potential to them, or turn them directly into legendaries with random affixes. At higher levels, Nemesis can spawn a special unique.
I wonder how much the uniques can get random affixes, because like there's a lot of uniques in the game where I love the unique effect on them, but the affixes are just not good. So I just don't use them, or like they're not useful for my particular build or whatever. So this might be really, really, really cool. RPGs, it depends on which one. You should check out Last Epoch. If you like games like Diablo and stuff, but you want more choice and like, you know, a very unique one that's well priced, it's only $30. And it's like an insane amount of content for $30. It's really good.
Egg of the Forgotten, which can be replaced by one of your own uniques as long as it has no legendary potential or Weaver's Will, allowing you to empower that unique with the system. To stop the threat of
so if you have a unique that you already like, and you're doing good stuff with that unique, you can just put it in and replace the egg with it, essentially like a swap out. That's pretty cool, man. I love it. I love it. Yeah.
The Harbingers, you'll need to work with the Forgotten Knight to devise a plan to take out their leader, Aberoth, Last Epoch's brand new pinnacle boss, and the source of their power. You'll need to progress through the new in-game faction, the Forgotten Knights, to gain...
I actually really like how they implemented the faction system as well. The faction system has been really, really cool. I've not really done too much with the Circle of Fortune yet, but I did the Merchant's Guild yet, but I did a lot with the Circle of Fortune, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. So we're gonna have a fun time going for the Forgotten Knights. I think that you're not locked out of this faction. I think like this is like a separate, because like if you do Fortune on a character, you can't do Merchant's Guild, and the other way around. Though if you have multiple characters on your account, you can do one of each, no problem, which is pretty cool. But I think that you can do the Forgotten Knights no matter which previous faction you picked, and so it'll kind of stack, which is pretty cool as well.
Access to Aberoth himself, but only the strongest will have a chance of taking him down, gathering his spoils, and ending the Harbinger threat.
I wonder if my Captain America build can handle this, because so far I've not run into a single piece of content in the game where my meme Captain America build cannot handle. It's so good still. By the way, Aku, I don't know if you knew, but it is like actually so good. Holy smokes.
The journey begins after completing the final level 90 non-empowered timeline and surviving a Harbinger's ambush for the first time. Harbingers will begin ambushing you when you defeat a timeline boss, extending the fight where they will use their abilities in combination with abilities of the previously defeated boss.
That's
if you're able to defeat the first Harbinger...
So it's like a boss that fuses with a previous boss, whatever you just fought? That's awesome. Oh my god, we're gonna have to play some Last Epoch. Holy crap, man.
You will take his...
When does this come out? I know it comes out in, I think, a couple of weeks.
Eye to the Forgotten Knight, Orinthia, and be invited to join the Forgotten Knights faction, which tracks your Harbinger's specific progress. You'll need to lure out increasingly powerful Harbingers across the empowered timelines through the Monolith of Fate. Once 10 different Harbingers are vanquished, you can spend a Harbinger Eye you've collected to enter the place where travelers are corrupted into Harbingers, the Altar of Oblivion. This is where you will challenge the pinnacle boss, Aberoth.
By the way, can we just have a shout out for like how easy it is to see the things on the ground in this game? This is something that Diablo 4 has still yet to fix. It is impossible to see certain things on the ground. And then there are, of course, one-shot mechanics that'll kill you in Diablo 4, which is... Oh my god, man. Like, while this new season is really, really good, and it's the best Diablo 4's ever been, this is still an issue with Diablo 4. This is still an issue, and I feel like it always will be. Which is why I'll never do a hardcore run in Diablo 4. It's absolute dog. But, for that reason. But, like, this, oh my god, you can actually see! You can see where it's going! You can see where it's going. No, it's Joey, it's like where they stack red on red, or like, you know, white on white, because like a lot of the one-shots, a lot of the one-shot mechanics, Joey, are like Fire Nova and like a little firebomb that happens after you kill an elite. It'll have like a little affix, and if you didn't see that it has the affix on, you're probably not going to know it's going to explode when you kill it, and you'll have like 0.05 seconds to jump out of it, and if you don't, then you're dead. And you just get one shot. Doesn't matter how much health you have. Doesn't matter how much fortification you have. You will probably get one shot. And it's super dumb. And it's super, super dumb. And then there's like a Frost Nova version. And guess what? Half the map is white anyways because you're in like the frigid north whatever of the Diablo worlds and stuff. It's so silly, man. It's so silly. And of Steve Young, you like simulators, first-person shooters, role-playing, massively multiplayer? Dude, I play all of those games. What are some of the most favorite games you've been playing recently? And if you like ARPGs, this is news about a really cool ARPG, and I put all of this stuff on YouTube as well, and we have an amazing Discord. Hop in our lovely community. We would love to have you in there. Any friend of the lovely Existential is a friend of ours. If you like The First Ascendant, I'll be making direct content about that, and already have yesterday as well. So lots of good stuff just directly for you, my friend. And that is awesome, my friend. Welcome. Heck yeah. Thanos, yeah, exactly. It's instead of Thanos, it's ADHD. That's my superpower. I cannot just play one game at a time. I have to play like 50 of them. And it has to be every genre. Otherwise, my brain is just like, freaking out.
Or you will challenge the pinnacle boss, Abaroth. Okay. To help tackle these challenging new threats, and because we've tested it and it's just way fun to use,
Thank God. Thank God they finally added an evade. This is the one thing that I was like, wow, Diablo 4 does this one small thing better than like any other ARPG right now. What this means, by the way, is that we'll get an evade. It's like a dodge roll or whatever. Dark Souls style, whatever, gives you iframes and all that. But it'll make it so your characters on Last Epoch are not shoehorned into needing a movement ability in order to get out of certain mechanics. You don't have to go the shield bash or dash or the jump on the primalist or whatever like that. You don't need to do that anymore. You can just use an actual, ability that you really want in your build. And usually I like those movement abilities in my build anyways. But this time I don't need to. I can choose to go another ability if I want to and have just the evade. This is such a good thing. Such a good thing. Oh, it does not give you iframes. Ooh. I'm going to have to get used to that. So it's just movement, no iframes. Okay, that's good to know. I kind of don't like that. I wish it gave you iframes, but maybe the movement will be enough that you don't need the iframes. But we'll see how it goes.
Introducing a new evade or dodge roll mechanic. While evade doesn't offer immunity frames or serve as a traversal skill, it's a crucial part of your survival toolkit, with 2 charges available from level 1.
By the way, the reason it's not considered a traversal skill is it doesn't want to interfere with traversal skill abilities or proc those abilities, because that would make traversal way too strong, so you could just stack traversal skill abilities and modifiers and things like that and just proc it with evade. And then they would have to nerf the cooldown of evade to the ground, and then it would be not fun to use. This was a very smart idea to lock them out and just be like, all right, it looks like a traversal ability, it doesn't count as one. This is called smart game design, guys. Smart game design.
Unlike other skills, evade isn't swappable and lacks a skill tree. But its cooldown recovery speed increases as your character levels up.
Scales.
Furthermore, evade can be enhanced by various affixes and even unique items that dramatically modify its functionality. Having evade will allow us to design boss fights knowing that all players have a way to traverse out of harm's way quickly without having to choose to take a more powerful traversal ability on their action bar.
That's really, really cool.
1.1 brings the most extensive balance updates of any patch.
Good old spin to win, baby. Good old spin to win. I still need to make a spin to win character. I've not made, considering how much I love spin to win in general, it's weird that I've still not made a spin to win character in this game.
Ever, unlocking many exciting new build opportunities. We've updated skills, passives, and mechanics and can't wait to see what builds emerge as a result.
I can't wait to see the updates.
For example, mana now regenerates while channeling on most channeled abilities, making skills like Warpath and Disintegrate awesome to build around.
That's awesome.
The Mage's Disintegrate skill tree has been...
Basically, every single channeled ability, you were locked into putting at least a couple of points into mana regen, or like lowering the mana cost of those abilities. You had to do it. I mean, either that or you just can't build around that ability. You had to make it like part of your what's it called? your chained ability, your combo, instead of just, you know, being able to just spam whirlwind and nothing but whirlwind, you know, kind of thing. So yeah, absolutely. Still recommend Grim Dawn. Yeah, no, I know people are telling me about Grim Dawn. I'll definitely play it. I will check it out at some point. But yeah, this game, I can tell you from experience, this is one of the best ARPGs I've ever played. And bang for your buck, Last Epoch is top. It's so good.
Updated and can now gain multiple stages of destruction. Minions are now tankier. The Sentinel's Shield Bash ability has received extensive updates. The Spellblade...
The Shield Bash is stronger? Dude, the Shield Bash is already good. I can't wait to see what they did to Shield Bash. Shield Bash is, like, already a really good ability. And I think underrated. So I'm extremely excited about the Shield Bash. Oh my god, that's going to be cool.
Mastery now has more access to Critical Strike.
Okay.
The Sorcerer has even more incentive to build high mana.
Nice.
Shaman and Forge Guard have received extensive updates to be more powerful and interesting.
Those are my two of my favorite classes, so I'm excited. Dude, they just buffed up everything I play.
The Primalist Avalanche ability is no longer a channeled skill by default and can do things like proc Earthquake and Upheaval. And the Rogues...
Holy shit. Okay, so basically what they did was they made it from you just do Avalanche and nothing but Avalanche and use it to proc other abilities to Avalanche. It can be can now have synergies with a lot of the other abilities just by matter of course. This is really cool because one of the best things about Last Epoch is abilities build into each other and create synergies in and of themselves all the time. It is so cool to be able to unlock a random synergy that you just didn't realize was there. And it just changes your build completely and makes it from like a good build, which is already fun to play, into an insane build, which is like, dude, why does this work together? This is so great. Oh my god, I'm so excited.
Multi-shot has been buffed when used directly, alongside much more.
I haven't made
See
a rogue
the patch
yet.
notes for a full list of updates.
Yeah, I need to make a rogue at some point.
And of course, with new and challenging content and massive balance updates, we're introducing a large swath of awesome new uniques to hunt.
Hell yeah.
For example, the Nihilus Amulet. Last Epoch's first ever unique to have negative to positive roll ranges.
Oh.
This large variance means that finding a well-rolled one will result in you obtaining a very powerful item.
That's funny.
The Nihilus Amulet is extremely...
You can get negative armor, negative mana regen. That is hilarious.
And can be used...
I want to see if I can find the worst rolled one ever. If I find the worst rolled one ever, I will actually keep it just as a little, like, a little keepsake. With everything negative... Dude, that would be hilarious, man.
Used in many builds. Meet the Monument of Protection. This Sentinel shield counts as a one-handed axe and can be equipped with another shield, adding significant offense.
Dual shields? Oh my god, double wielding shields. Melee damage for Shield Bash and Shield Rush? Holy smokes, man. I'm definitely going to make the wall. Holy Aku, we can make the wall. Oh my god. If you haven't seen the Dark Souls meme video, The Wall, it is one of the funniest Dark Souls videos of all time. There are people who've never played Dark Souls that still know that video. Oh my god. It's so good. It's so good. Thornmail armor? Yeah, there's a lot of Thorn builds. Yeah, Thorn builds is a thing since Diablo, like, what, 2, I think, as well. Yeah.
To shield-based skills and
Bad
strong
rogues?
additional
Totally fair.
defenses. And the new Black Blade of Chaos.
Okay.
This powerful in-game two-hander changes the Blade Dancer's Lethal Mirage into a skill that can be used much more frequently.
I've never been...
providing a potent
I've never
and
made a
engaging
Blade
new
Dancer.
playstyle.
Looks cool, though.
There are 30 uniques coming with patch 1.1, so happy hunting.
Dude, yeah. I'm excited.
Let's talk about some of the existing system changes coming with patch 1.1.
Let's see it.
First off, we've added 2 new ranks to both Circle of Fortune and Merchant's Guild factions, and reduced the time it takes to reach the highest ranks.
Thank
We've
God.
also revised their rank rewards, and there's now smoother progression in the items to access with Merchant's Guild.
I love that.
And we've provided Circle of Fortune with ranks to receive more boss loot, experimental item affixes, and the final rank now completes the prophecy twice instead of just duplicating the reward itself.
Oh, that's so good.
We're also
this
working
is all so
towards
good.
improving the Merchant's Guild Bazaar search feature and plan to release those updates during the 1.1 patch as soon as possible.
Literally everything so far is a
We're
W.
excited to announce that
Everything.
we're adding level ladders alongside arena ladders, which can be accessed both in-game and on the official Last Epoch web.
Fun note, Diablo 4 still does not have any leaderboards at all. Fun note.
Website this patch.
Is it so hard to implement leaderboards, Diablo 4? This team is like 1/20th of Diablo's 4 sizes team. 1/20th, maybe even smaller. But 20th is just like, you know, a guess of mine. But yeah, it's that small of a team. They already have like so many things that are just not a part of a part of Diablo 4. It's just they just aren't able to implement in Diablo 4 for some reason.
We're also adding timestamps on the arena ladder entries so that players are able to tell when an entry on the leaderboard was made.
Ooh.
We've
Nice,
replaced
I like
boss dynamic damage reduction with a new boss ward system, which solves a number of issues.
Okay.
This new system clearly represents bosses' true health,
Sure.
makes health leech reliable, ensures players' damage output meets expectations, and there's no longer downsides to higher DPS builds. We have a few changes coming to the monolith.
I never knew that was an issue. I'm glad that they fixed it because I mean, like how they're describing it, I can see how it would be an issue, but I just never realized it was one.
Of fate.
Holy smokes.
First, Echoes now more consistently contain swarming and rare enemies to ensure that they're sufficiently populated and rewarding.
Good.
We've heard your feedback
More
that
enemies,
progressing through
good.
non-empowered timelines on alts is too time-consuming.
It is.
In 1.1, you will be able to find the new Glyph of Envy, which siphons stability from your items to add to your timelines. The stability granted to uncompleted, non-empowered timelines is very high, allowing you to quickly progress through the unempowered monolith on alt characters.
Nice.
We've also made some changes to the Gaze of Orbis mechanic.
Basically what they're doing is like, so when you first hit endgame, they're lowering that beginning grind. It's just you don't need to grind nearly as much in order to get to like the really like cool affixes, the cool like, you know, you're just faced against like enemies that are just gonna ruin your day. They basically made it faster to get to that point. This is just W. Just W.
Found in empowered monoliths, which previously could be overly punishing.
Yeah.
Not only were there diminishing returns at higher amounts of gaze, you also lost all of it if you died to a Shade of Orbis.
Okay.
In 1.1, every stack of Gaze of Orbis always gives 12 corruption, but you can only use 4 at once, the rest carrying over to your next Echo Web.
So this is like more late game stuff.
When you die to a Shade of Orbis, you now only lose a single stack.
Nice.
Also,
less punishing.
in parties, everyone who has enough...
What this means is that also you're more likely to try the content. Because if you die, you only lose 1 stack instead of all of it, or, you know, giant chunk of it or whatever. So it's far more likely that you'll try the content, try to push yourselves, and be okay with dying. Being okay with failure, lowering the level of loss from failure, is something I wish more games would do. You know, give you, you know, proper punishment or whatever, but nothing like too egregious where it just, you know, increases your time that you need to play to get back to the point that you were by hours. That's so dumb. That's such a dumb mechanic. This is so much better.
Ability to get blessing and boss-specific rewards is also given 1 Gaze of Orbis, making it easier for multiple people to progress corruption together in a party.
Huge.
Next, let's dive into the massive amount of quality of life additions that we have been working on with our community that you can expect to see in both Cycle and Legacy with the launch of Cycle 1.1, Harbingers of Ruin. In 1.1, all blessings that your character finds and can select from are stored and can be changed out at a vendor for a gold cost.
Perfect.
Additionally, all characters that share a stash together have the option to equip a minimum value of all found blessings, as long as they have conquered the timeline it is found from.
Another example of Last Epoch eschewing the previous thought of ARPGs, where they're like, you know, if you're breaking an alt or a brand new character, other games are like, you know, we got to start you at a low power level. Last Epoch is the exact opposite. They're like, do you want a level 1 legendary that will completely, you know, just make any content that you do at the first 2 hours a complete joke until you really establish your build? Go for it. Just enjoy. Just grind through shit and just go through it like an absolute, like, what is it called? A blender, just destroying everything in your path until you get to content that you're actually like able to really tailor make your build and do all kinds of other stuff. It's an extremely alt-friendly game. One of the best things about Last Epoch, super alt-friendly. Might be one of the most alt-friendly games I've ever played ever.
You can even access Grand Blessings normally found in empowered timelines by just conquering the normal version of the timeline.
Cool. Okay, cool.
You can now search timeline echoes with text or via icon. We've made some good improvements to the loot filter. For example, you can now filter for legendary potential and Weaver's Will.
Huge. Also, by the way, the loot filter in this game is busted. It's so good. It's so good. Yeah, Last Epoch does not require 5 years of Ivy League classes, an MD, and a PhD. Cough, cough, PoE. Exactly. It basically takes out the complication of Path of Exile. And if you like complication, go for Path of Exile. Like, it's still the most complicated game you can possibly find. Absolutely. But it also gives you, like, a billion meaningful choices. And they all feel fun, and they all feel really, really cool. And they're all really simple to understand in Last Epoch. That's what it does, Joey. It's such a good middle ground.
Selecting multiple affix conditions is now supported in the user interface.
Right.
For example, you can have one condition to only show boots with an exalted movement speed prefix, and a second condition to only show those boots if they also have another prefix from a separate selected list. And loot filter rules now have numbers, and we've added an option to show those rule numbers in brackets next to items on the ground to show which loot filter rule is applying to the item.
I will never use this, but that is cool.
Troubleshooting your filter and deepening your understanding of how the loot filter works.
I'm a loot whore, so I like glancing over all the loot anyways, but this is really cool that they have this. This option is so useful for anyone who wants to filter out the trash loot if you're ending up, like, getting frustrated. Oh my god, I'm picking up trash, nothing, like, perfect for my build. You can edit and figure out exact smell filter. Yeah, basically it does. Yeah,
we have added 2 different variations of always displaying your endurance threshold on your health bar that can be changed in the gameplay settings.
Good.
We're thrilled to be bringing you all of this and much more, like visual updates, client performance improvements,
they did everything they possibly could in this
network
update.
Gameplay improvements, and plenty others with our first major post-launch patch. Check out the patch notes for full details, and we'll see you in Last Epoch Patch 1.1, Harbingers of Ruin on July 9th.
July 9th? Wait, it's 3 days away? Ah, fuck. Man, there are too many good games to play, guys. There's just too many, man. There's just too many good games. July 9th. Yeah, we're going to be playing this in 3 days. Yep, absolutely. Without a shadow of a doubt. No choice in the matter. I have no choice but to play this game. To be fair, it's a good problem to have. It's a good problem to have that, like, every game right now is just so good. It's such a good problem to have, man. I'm so excited. I'm so excited, dude. Holy smokes, man. Yeah, I can't recommend Last Epoch enough. So if you're wondering about a good ARPG, holy smokes, man. Get this, play this, enjoy this. It is so worth it, so good. Oh my god. And 49ers, thank you for joining the Discord. I will give you permissions right now. There we go. Done. So yeah, if you guys like this little breakdown about this little update, I'm super excited for it. I will definitely be, you'll probably see this on YouTube. If you did, give this video a like, give it a sub, share it with your friends, and what are you most excited for in Last Epoch? Tell me all about it, because I'm excited for everything. Probably the evade button, like, it's just such a game changer for me. But also that, like, little, like, that new unique mechanic to be able to build items with the Nemesis bosses. Like, that one just seems really cool. And also, like, the ability updates for Shield Bash and things like that. Dude, I'm definitely making a Shield Bash Forge Guard. That is definitely going to be a new character alt of mine. 100%. 100%. And I'm going to name it The Wall. Oh my god, it's going to be great.